Hey guys, this is T. I'm coming to you with another video. This was concerning a short that I've watched with Steve Harvey show. It was a short of his. It was a young lady on stage with a man, and he was sitting there in pure silence. So normally, if somebody's sitting in silence and not saying one word, he done did something. So Steve Harvey asked, he said, I know you've been in a situation, and he said, you got to be careful how you use your words when you're on camera. So he asked her, did she obtain any injuries? So this was a really good short video, but it had so much that was in there. But the injuries obtained, she said she had black eyes with an S. He choked me, golf ball size knots, my engagement ring. I still don't have one right now to this day, and memory loss. Steve Harvey asked her, injuries you've obtained. Your engagement ring, him taking that's not an injury. Maybe to your ego or your heart or whatever, but engagement ring, that's not an injury. So I'm like, she said memory loss too. So I'm all like, well, maybe all this joining around and him doing what he did, that, was a cause for that. And then he asked her, he said, okay, so those were the injuries. He said, did it cost you anything? She said, oh yeah, it cost my career, relationships with my family and friends, and her daughter was taken away. Now, I don't know what's going on in her mind, in her head, but Steve, if I went through that and Steve Harvey asked me, did it cost you anything? The first thing that would come out of my mouth is my daughter. The first thing that came out of her mouth was my career. My career, relationships with my family and friends, and her daughter was last. That was the last thing that came out of her mouth. That should have been reversed. That's the first thing. It cost me my daughter. My daughter was taken. Not your career. Because my kids, God knows, I love the Lord, but my kids, that's life. But her daughter was the third thing that she said, and the last, that it cost her. Then she said, well, Steve, you need to understand this. She said, when you love someone and you believe in God, you have to forgive. And this situation, she said, she knew it wasn't Kyle. That's the man's name. I knew it wasn't Kyle, and he was out of his mind because he's my provider and he cared for me. Just because somebody's your provider, that does not mean that you have to stay in a domestic relationship like that, domestic violence. You don't have to stay there to be beat on, to be cussed out, to be spit upon. You're nobody's punching bag. And she sat on stage, and you can tell that she had low self-esteem, that 9 times out of 10 has been beat out of her. Oh my God. It was horrible to see. It makes me want to cry right now. It makes me just very, very sad. The first thing come out your mouth, like I said, the cost was her career, like I said, and not her child. She said it wasn't him, and she said Kyle was out of his mind. Yes, he was out of his mind. No sane person would beat somebody they love like that. You giving that person 2 black eyes, you choking them out. Golf ball size knot. Do you know how big a golf ball is? Golf ball size knots. And now she don't have a relationship with her family anymore. She don't have a relationship with the friends that she had. Nobody wants to be tied to her because of him. But I really truly hope somebody sneaks in somewhere and still try to keep in contact with her. Check on her, see how she's doing. This is crazy. I don't understand. Oh my God, it was horrible. Just to see her sit there. And he said nothing. He just sat there in silence and didn't say one word. No, oh baby, I'm so sorry. He did not cry. He did not hold her hand. He didn't hug her or anything. You don't stay with somebody like that. And I know some people, they don't have the finances to leave, or they don't have the capacity to leave and go anywhere because of transportation. Or they may be in a place that they don't have anybody. It's just them and that person. Please seek help. People, check on your people. Check on your family. Check on your friends. Because this right here, that hurt my heart. Just to look at that. Oh my goodness. Black eyes and he choking her. And she said she took him back. Because God is telling her, it told all of us, he did. It's in the Bible. God told you forgive. He did. God did tell you forgive. What is 70 times 7? He did. God, he asked you to forgive that person. He asked you to forgive people. But forgiving somebody does not mean that you have to stay in that situation. And some people forgive somebody immediately. Some people, it takes years. And some people, it takes the Lord God to help them to forgive. It's hard. I know it is. I've been through it. My story, I'm going to tell you real quick and I'm going to let you go. I called myself in love with this person. No, I was not married to this person. I was young, in my early 20s. He called me all the time. While I was at work, called me all the time. I thought that was cute, you know. Will pop up sometime at my job and bring me lunch or bring me breakfast. Once again, I thought that was cute. Oh, he loves me. That's so sweet. And it was kind of getting out of hand. Who was that answer the phone? Hello, I am at work. I'm not the only person that answers the phone here. Oh. So he just standing around your desk. No, he walked by and I asked him to pick the phone up. Okay, so we're getting invited to a party. We get invited to a little dinner party. And it was a mutual friend of ours. And him and his wife, they cooked all this food. They invited us over. It was like a housewarming party. Beautiful. It was so nice. He had this big, huge, pool table in the living room. It was very, it was nice. Everything was great. So before I get ready to go, my boyfriend bought me this pretty red dress. It was a little clingy. I wasn't used to all of that because I wasn't going to wear it because that's just me. I don't like everything hugging and fitting on me like that. But at the time, of course, I was a little bit smaller. So he bought me this dress. He bought me the shoes and, all of that. So I'm like, you want me to wear this? And he says, yeah. He said, you my woman. I want everybody to know it. So I'm like, well, okay, I put it on. It's beautiful. I was banging, of course. So we get there to the house. We get ready to go in and everything. And we kiss before we go in over the threshold. We go in. And so we're over there playing pool and everything. Playing pool. Next thing I know, he said, let me holler at you. So I'm like, okay. What? Nah, outside. I said, okay. And then he go, well, let's sit in the corner and talk. And then I'm like, oh, he just wanted, he wanted to be, peaceful. And I'm thinking maybe he just want to kiss or whatever, kiss a little bit. And, we just talking, all the lovey-dovey, whatever. And next thing I know, we go to the porch. He all like, come on. So we get to the car, and then he goes, well, let's sit in the back seat. And I'm all like, why we got to sit in the back seat? You know, for what? You know? Now, that was odd to me because I'm all like, sit in the back seat. Once again, I was young, and as they say, dumb. I didn't know any better. I go to the back seat, and I'm like, what's up? Next thing I know, he gets to yelling. Oh, you know, he looking at you, and you bending all over, and all this. Now, mind you, yes, the dress was fitting. Yeah, you told me the word because you bought it. And, it wasn't all that short. It wasn't, if I bent over an inch, you could see everything. You couldn't even see my thighs. That's how it was. It was down to my knee, right above my knee. You couldn't see nothing. And the next thing I know, pow, I get slapped in the face. I'm seeing stars. Okay, mind you, yes, I have a nail that popped off. I'm seeing stars, and I don't know what is going on. I'm all like, did he just slap me? I have never been through that before in my life. I've never been in any kind of relationship like that. And this person that said he loved me just slapped the stew out of me for no, and he had huge hands. So yeah, the next thing I know, I'm in the air fighting like this. You know, fists are flying, I'm kicking, I'm all like, and I'm yelling for my friend to come out to get him or whatever. Next thing I know, my friend snatches the back door open. His wife standing in the door, and he pulls my boyfriend out, and he gets to wailing. He gets wailing and tells me, go in the house. And yeah, I went in the house. I took off and ran to the house. And he continued to give him a couple of a couple of blows. And after that, he was all like, you know, you leave and you go home. He made him leave. And him and his wife were so sweet, so kind. They took care of me, gave me an ice pack or whatever, and I stayed there at their house. And they told me I could stay there as long as I wanted to. But me being dumb, I did that stupid thing. I listened. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You made me mad. You shouldn't have did that. And by me being, like I said, young and dumb, I thought, you know, oh, it is my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have been thought, or maybe I shouldn't have. And I went back. And lo and behold, guess what? It happened again. Not the situation with the dress, but it was another situation. Then he decided to hit me again. So, no. After that was a wrap. I wasn't going to become a punching bag. My father didn't teach me like that. He didn't teach me to be a punching bag. He didn't teach me that this is what a man's supposed to do. My father taught us better than that. I picked myself up. I was crying and bawling. Because I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I had the child with this person. We just had a child, actually. She was a couple of months. And I didn't know where I was going or which way I was doing it. And next thing I know, I was calling people. Somebody said, hey, you come over here and stay with me. I packed up all my stuff. I didn't even tell my relatives that I was leaving. Because I was afraid, so afraid. Because, see, they didn't know all the stuff that was going on. And then that was the other dumb thing. I wasn't telling anybody. That's the other stupid part. That was stupid. Not telling anybody what's going on with me. Not telling anybody, okay, well, yeah, he hit me. He this, he that. My relatives saw my red eye. You know what I told them? I was going in the cabinet, and the corner of the cabinet hit me in my eye. I sure did. I told them that protecting my abuser. So in love. Yeah, that's what I told him. The corner of the cabinet hit me in my eye like a dummy. Protecting my abuser. Because I don't want him to go to jail. Stupid. Yeah, I was stupid. The yummy, that was stupid. I was. Because he didn't go to jail and I didn't tell anybody. Yeah, he was trying to find me. He was trying his best to find me. It took him some weeks, but he found me, but it took him a long time to find me. But I had somebody that could protect me then. I had somebody that was right there. Do something if you want to. Say something if you want to. Yeah. He had got out of his car, when he did find me, he got out of his car and got on the porch trying to talk, all that, trying to, you better come on here, all of that. After they got through saying what they saying to him, he got in that car, he drove off. He didn't come back. He did not call me. Yeah, that was a wrap. But what I did when I got ready to leave, I made sure I didn't tell any of my relatives I was getting ready to go, because I didn't want them to tell him where I was at. I was very quiet. I made sure I told her, hey, did my little daily routine that I did every morning. He called like clockwork every morning. He called again around 12 o'clock every day. Then after that, I knew he wasn't going to call no anytime soon because he was at work. I was running around like Silly on the Color Purple. I was running around the house grabbing everything because I only had a small time frame to hurry up and get out. I was grabbing everything I could. I had stuff in trash bags, baby pamper boxes. I was just throwing everything. I left stuff. I know I did. I didn't care. I was trying to run away and escape. I called my ride, had them go up this back alley, go to the back of the house so the neighbors wouldn't see me. I got that stuff in the back of that car. We peeled out. All you heard was wheels squealing. We were gone. And I'm still turning around looking in the back. Trying to see, because he had people watching me. He had people watching me around the corner, all of that stuff. I went to a movie theater one time. And this man was in jail. Called me from the jail. Collect. Somebody received, they accepted it. And yeah, I know you went to the movies.